If you're a married woman, a divorced woman, or a widow, there is money sitting inside the Social Security system with your name on it. Money you may never collect, not because you don't qualify, but because no one ever sat you down and explained how spousal benefits actually work. Most women hear you get 50% of your spouse's benefit and think that's the whole story. It's not even close. Today, I'm going to walk you through every rule, every calculation, and every strategy that matters, so you can stop guessing and start claiming what's yours. Here's the truth. Spousal benefits are one of the most powerful and most misunderstood tools inside Social Security. They were designed to protect people who spent years out of the workforce or earned significantly less than their partner. And that description fits millions of women in this country. You raised children. You managed households. You cared for aging parents. You built careers that were interrupted, paused, or restarted. And because Social Security calculates your benefit based on your 35 highest earning years, every year you weren't earning a paycheck gets filled in with a zero. Those zeros pull your average down, and your benefit shrinks with it. But spousal benefits exist precisely for this reason. They give you a path to a higher monthly check, based not just on your own record, but on your spouse's. And here's the part that surprises most people. Claiming a spousal benefit does not reduce your spouse's check by a single penny, not $1. Their benefit stays exactly the same. Now, before we get into the numbers and the strategies, I want you to hear something. If this is all news to you, that's completely normal. Social Security has over 2,700 rules. Most financial advisors barely scratch the surface. And the Social Security Administration itself? They'll tell you what you're eligible for if you ask the right questions, but they won't volunteer the strategy. That's not their job. It's mine. So let's get into it, starting with the most basic question. Who qualifies for spousal benefits? If you are currently married and have been married for at least 1 year, you qualify. There are 2 exceptions to that 1-year rule, and I'll cover those in a moment. But the general requirement is simple: 1 year of marriage. Now here's the part that trips people up. Your spouse must already be collecting their own Social Security benefit before you can claim a spousal benefit on their record. This is non-negotiable. If your spouse hasn't filed yet, maybe they're younger than you, maybe they're still working, maybe they're delaying to grow their benefit, you cannot claim spousal benefits until they do. I see this catch people off guard all the time. They walk into a Social Security office expecting to file, and they're told no. So make sure you plan around this. There are 2 notable exceptions to the 1-year marriage requirement. First, if you and your spouse have a child together, the 1-year rule is waived. It doesn't matter whether the child was born before or after the marriage. Having a child in common makes the 1-year waiting period irrelevant. Second, if you were already receiving Social Security benefits of some kind in the month before you got married, say benefits from a previous spouse, then you immediately qualify for spousal benefits on your new spouse's record. No 1-year wait. Now, let's talk about the number everyone wants to know. How much is the spousal benefit? The maximum spousal benefit is 50% of your spouse's full retirement age benefit, what Social Security calls their primary insurance amount, or PIA. But here's the catch, and this is the part that surprises almost everyone. Most women will not receive the full 50%. Why? Because of something called dual entitlement. If you have any work history of your own, Social Security doesn't just hand you 50% of your spouse's benefit. They first calculate your own benefit, then they calculate the spousal benefit, and you get whichever is higher, not both added together. The spousal benefit is really the difference between your own benefit and half of your spouse's. Let me show you how this works with real numbers. Let's say your spouse's full retirement age benefit is $2,000 a month, and your own full retirement age benefit is $600 a month. The spousal benefit formula is straightforward. Take 50% of your spouse's benefit, which is $1,000, and subtract your own benefit of $600. The difference, $400, is your spousal benefit. At full retirement age, you'd receive your own $600 plus the $400 spousal top-up for a total of $1,000 a month. That's where the 50% comes from. But notice, the spousal portion itself is only $400, not $1,000. This distinction matters enormously when we talk about filing age and reductions. Now, here's where timing enters the picture, and I cannot stress this enough. Timing is everything with spousal benefits. You can start claiming as early as age 62, but if you do, your benefit gets permanently reduced. And I mean permanently. There is no going back. If your full retirement age is 67, which it is for anyone born in 1960 or later, and you claim spousal benefits at 62, you'll receive only 32.5% of your spouse's full retirement age benefit instead of the full 50%. That's a 35% reduction that stays with you for the rest of your life. Let me walk through the reduction schedule so you can see exactly what happens at each age. At 62, you receive 32.5% of your spouse's PIA. At 63, it's 35%. At 64, it goes up to 37.5%. At 65, you're at 41.7%. At 66, it's 45.8%. And at 67, full retirement age, you get the maximum 50%. Each month you wait between 62 and 67, your spousal benefit grows. But here's the critical thing to understand. Once you reach full retirement age, there is no further increase. Spousal benefits are not eligible for delayed retirement credits. Unlike your own personal benefit, which grows by 8% per year if you delay past full retirement age up to age 70, spousal benefits hit their ceiling at full retirement age. Waiting until 68, 69, or 70 to claim a spousal benefit gives you nothing extra. So if spousal benefits are your primary strategy, full retirement age is your target, not a day later. Now, let me share a strategy that can make a real difference for couples who plan together. If you're the lower earning spouse, you may be able to start collecting your own smaller benefit early, at 62, to bring income into the household. Then, when your higher earning spouse eventually files for their benefit at full retirement age or later, you can switch to the spousal benefit, which will be larger. Let me put numbers to this. Say you're 62 and your own full retirement age benefit would be $1,000 a month. By claiming at 62, you'd receive a reduced amount, roughly $700 a month. Your spouse is also 62, but plans to work until 67. For the next 5 years, you collect $700 a month. That's about $42,000 in Social Security income during years when your household might otherwise have no benefits at all. Then, at 67, your spouse files and you become eligible for the spousal benefit. Because of how dual entitlement works, your total benefit jumps, in some cases, significantly. You've brought income in the door during a critical transition period, and now you're receiving the higher amount going forward. That is strategic claiming. That is making the system work for your household. But you need to be aware of one thing if you claim early and keep working. Social Security has an earnings limit. If you're under full retirement age and earning income from a job, Social Security will temporarily reduce your benefits if you earn above a certain threshold. The limit changes each year, and for every $2 you earn above that limit, $1 in benefits is withheld. Once you reach full retirement age, the earnings limit disappears entirely. You can earn as much as you want with no reduction. So if you're planning to claim early while still working, run the numbers carefully. Now let's talk about a situation that affects millions of women: divorce. If you were married for at least 10 years and you are currently unmarried, you may be eligible for spousal benefits based on your ex-spouse's work record. This is true even if your ex-spouse has remarried. It is true even if your ex-spouse doesn't know you're claiming. And, this is critical, it does not affect their benefit or their current spouse's benefit in any way. You are entitled to up to 50% of your ex-spouse's full retirement age benefit, assuming you wait until your own full retirement age to claim. The rules for divorced spouse benefits are slightly different from regular spousal benefits. Normally, your spouse has to be collecting their own benefit before you can file. But if you're divorced and your ex-spouse is at least 62 years old and you've been divorced for at least 2 years, you can claim the spousal benefit even if your ex-spouse hasn't filed yet. They don't have to have claimed. They just have to be old enough to claim. This exception exists specifically to protect divorced spouses from being held hostage by an ex who refuses to file. You are not controlled by their decisions. That is by design. However, and I need to be clear about this, if you remarry, you lose eligibility for the divorce spousal benefit from your previous marriage, unless that new marriage ends in divorce, annulment, or death, in which case your eligibility from the prior marriage can be restored. And if your new marriage lasts at least 1 year, you could file for spousal benefits on your new spouse's record instead. Now, let's cover one of the most important and most emotional topics in this conversation: survivor benefits. If your spouse passes away, you may be entitled to up to 100% of their Social Security benefit. Not 50%, 100%. This is fundamentally different from the spousal benefit you receive while both of you are alive. And here's the strategy that can change everything for widows. You have 2 separate benefits available to you: your own retirement benefit and the survivor benefit, and you do not have to take them at the same time. You can claim your own reduced benefit as early as 62, let the survivor benefit grow, and then switch to the larger survivor benefit later. Or you can do the reverse. Claim the survivor benefit first and let your own benefit grow to its maximum at age 70 with delayed retirement credits. Coordinating these 2 benefits strategically can mean the difference of tens of thousands, sometimes over $100,000 over your lifetime. If you are widowed, please do not file for Social Security without understanding this strategy first. I want to take a step back here and mention something practical. Everything I've shared today is based on current Social Security rules, but your situation is unique. Your earnings history is unique. Your health, your savings, your family structure, all of it matters. This video is meant to educate you and give you a framework. It is not a personalized plan. I strongly encourage you to go to ssa.gov and create a free My Social Security account. You can see your actual earnings record, check for errors, which happen more often than you'd think, and view your estimated benefits at different claiming ages. And if your situation involves divorce, widowhood, a government pension, or significant assets, please sit down with a fee-only financial planner who understands Social Security strategy. This is one of those decisions where getting it right once matters more than almost anything else in your financial life. Because once you file for Social Security, you cannot undo it. So let me bring this all together with what you should do next. First, create your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. Look at your numbers, know where you stand. Second, if you've been married for at least 10 years and are divorced, investigate the divorced spousal benefit. It may be higher than your own. Third, if you are widowed, learn the survivor benefit coordination strategy before you file. That single decision can be worth 6 figures. Fourth, if you're the lower earner in your household, talk with your spouse about a coordinated claiming strategy. Decide together when each of you should file to maximize your total household income. Fifth, understand the earnings limit if you plan to claim before full retirement age while still working. And sixth, remember that spousal benefits max out at full retirement age. There is no reward for waiting past that point when it comes to the spousal benefit specifically. I know this is a lot of information, but every single piece of it is within your reach. You don't need a finance degree. You don't need to memorize 2,700 rules. You just need to know the ones that apply to you, and now you do. Nobody taught us this. That ends today. Your retirement, your rules. If this video helped you see something you didn't see before, a number to check, a strategy to explore, a question to ask, please hit the like button. It's a small thing, but it helps more women find this channel. And if you're not subscribed yet, click subscribe. Every week, I share practical, no-nonsense financial guidance built for women navigating retirement on their own terms. I'll see you in the next one.